Can anyone hear me if I talk?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can I be heard?
Lewis, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Scott. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, but I think it might be me.
Okay,
But
no, it's
whenever
me.
you do, whenever you kick in, your face, because my mom, oh, you're gone.
Okay, how about now?
Nope. I think it's me. I think it's me. Hold on.
Can you hear me, Jim?
Hi,
Oh, okay. It's Scott then.
or Jeremy, are you there? Yeah. See, can you hear Jeremy? Nod. Lewis, can you hear Jeremy? Yeah, I can't. So it's me.
Nice. Happy New
But
Year.
Lewis, I have a I haven't fixed it yet, but I have a 49-inch, huge monitor, and when you start talking, your face it comes huge in my room. It's just like gigantic. It's like probably 3 times your normal head size of your head. It's like the most. It's a little scared me at first. Not scared me, but startled me.
Sorry.
It's funny actually how much I can get just from your body language. I got your full response just for that one shoulder shrug. All right, let's see what I can do here.
All right. Kick. Well, if you kick him out, he won't be able to rejoin, will he?
I've just sent him a message. So
okay.
Hello.
Welcome.
Made it. It's the time. Okay. We're live, but you haven't run the titles. Okay, sorry. Oh. Okay.
Hey, when are we going live, Jim? Jim, when are we going live?
Don't you think you should run the titles?
Stop talking about it and do something!
I'll suck my dick earth with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent star here? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend was?
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.
You missed me, but that's okay.
Cordis.
Well, hang on. We live, Jim? Oh, okay.
What? Go away. Go away.
I don't think Lewis approves of the new name, Jeff. Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Yeah, same to you. Yeah.
I'm expecting hilarity to ensue.
I'm expecting a sad, kind of pathetic review of unfortunate behavior by damaged people.
Oh.
Well, how do you really feel about it, though, It's like,
It's about how I feel.
How'd you feel, Lewis? 3 minutes of Lewis's feelings. Let's go.
Oh God, I don't have that many. Yeah, it's gonna be. I've watched part of this already, so I know we're gonna see some of Owen Benjamin. We're gonna see some of Arwen. How do I feel about all these people? Well, when I saw it at the time, it was funny and sad. And when I look back on it now, I think it's gonna be funny and sad.
Oh, poor Arwen. And what
do you
happened with your
think?
brother? Be nice to your brother as well. You'd be like, sorry, it's a touchy subject. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, Lewis. Sorry. Everyone was just saying it in chat. It's my fault. I should have helped propagate a meme I didn't know about.
It was funny and sad. And when I look back on it now,
because you didn't mute,
I
so
think
we
it's
heard
going to
you
be
say,
funny and
"Go away."
sad. Well, oh, you heard that?
Yes,
Yeah.
you busted.
Yeah.
What happened with your brother? Be nice to your brother.
I did not.
Sorry.
All we heard was
Subject,
you say,
subject,
you just
sorry.
said, "Go away,
Thank you
go
so
away."
much.
And I-
Sorry,
was.
Lewis.
No,
Sorry.
it could have
Everyone
been.
was just saying
It could have
in
been
chat.
so
It's
much
my
worse
fault.
than that.
Yeah.
Propagate a meme I didn't know about.
It was funny and sad. And when I look back on it now,
because you didn't mute,
I
so we
think it's
heard you
going to
say,
be funny and
"Go away."
sad.
What are we doing? I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you heard that? No, we're waiting
Yes.
for the.
Oh, I did the intro with my my mic turned down, by the way.
I heard you. Oh, maybe I didn't.
Cat, after a few minutes here, he's going to run his premiere, which goes for about an hour, and then we're going to
It will
have a
go
chat for about half an hour afterward.
Okay.
You guys
And then-
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I did the intro with the sound turned down.
We
So-
heard the intro.
Well, you guys did, but the audience didn't. Anyway, audience, it's a 1 hour clip show starting in 1 minute on my other channel. I'm going to restream it here. Watch it on the other channel if you want it without any restreaming issues, or you can watch it here, and then we'll follow it up with chat afterwards. Sorry you missed my intro, and I had my thing turned down. Anyway, enjoy the premiere, which should be starting any moment, he said.
If we speak here, will it overlay the restream?
Oh, it will. I think probably the best thing is if we all mute when it starts, but you can chat for the time being because it hasn't started yet.
Gotcha.
In fact, I'll stick it on and then we'll be able to see when it does.
Okay.
So, Lewis, what's causing all this hostility between you and your brother? I mean,
This is none of your business, quite
sorry,
frankly.
yeah, you're right.
That's the way it's gonna stay. And if you missed the titles, they were really good. But I'm sure you'll see more of them next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually was impressed with the intro. I thought it was well done. It's too bad that it was missed.
And they're on top of the premiere, too, so you'll be able to see them.
I think they got the intro okay. It was just my voice that didn't get. Oh, I hear premieres. I hear that awful funeral music.
Lewis, are you moving?
Am I moving? No.
What's with the mess back there?
Nice.
It's the bookshelf. Books all stacked up on the Bible. It's horrible.
I need a picture of that wall, man. We need a picture.
I expect better from you, Lewis.
All right, hang on. I can do it. I can put a picture up right now. Calm down. Hang on.
decorating on demand. You don't get this kind
He's gonna hang me live in
Look at that. It's a neatly stacked stack of books. Look at how the edges are lined. It's not a mess.
That's shit.
Look at that atheist propaganda.
That's showing through? I thought that was a masturbatory.
On the top of the head.
Yeah, it's gonna be Halloween. It might be made of black velvet.
It might be anime. Well, it is cartoon based.
Yeah, that joke is like out of date. It's a new joke now.
All right, well, that's about all the effort I can be bothered with at the moment.
Everybody mute, please.
Okay.
Stop talking about it and do something!
Suck my dick, Earth, with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent star here? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend was?
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.
Merry Christmas. Happy Flat Earth. Happy Flat Earth. Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You know of NASA and Rasa and Elon and Branson, comets and asteroids and black holes and CERN men. But do you recall the most famous flat earther of all? Jesus, the one Messiah and Lord of all. Only some will follow, even though he calls us all. Jesus loves you guys. He reigns on high. He's looking down upon you. He wants to hear your prayers.
His new name is Decimal Z. From now on, that's all you're gonna see. Decimal Z, 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 Decimal Z.
So the name of the app, if you don't have it, most of you probably know it already. It's called the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Clock. It's a lot of fun. The trolls absolutely hate it. And if you haven't seen it, this is it right here. I'll show it to you. And the great thing is you can put on a fast time lapse, which will show you how the seasons work. Everyone has their own personal viewing dome. You're not taking into account the optics of the sky, which are very, very, so when you look to the west, you're looking south. The optics of our personal dome and the real dome do make this light wrap around. We can't go there. It's the magnetic fields of the earth that could also be wrapping the daylight around. I don't believe that the sun is a physical object. I don't believe that it's hundreds of miles away. I think it's much closer than that. It's $2.99. And that's the way it was.
On the top left of the reverse, the inscriptions Flat Earth, the name of the coin, and MMXIX, the year of issue, written in Roman numbers.
The only damn one that's been here online for 3 years, and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. What the freaking hell is going on here?
Please fucking tell me how you can go up into near-Earth orbit and stay still, and the Earth is not flying by if it's spinning on a goddamn axis. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't explain it, can you? The fuck? Inertia, that doesn't mean a goddamn thing, and we both know it. Inertia. Someone just says inertia. You don't think I know about inertia? The worst is, like, I obviously understand physics. I got 790 out of 800 on my physics PSATs, right? That's like one question I got wrong. I understand physics very, very well. Not on a level of like MIT or anything like that, but on a basic, way above average level, I understand the principles of physics. This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person. This is...
So, I don't know, something has clicked in the last maybe 12 hours that I don't even know what I'm doing here, like talking to you. What is going on? Talk to me. Flat Earth, really? So people in chat, forgive me, people in Skype, everybody in the Flat Earth that knows me, that follows me, forgive me, but this is very disturbing for myself. But what is this Flat Earth thing? This is a belief system that we have adopted these last few years. There's no such thing as we live in a flat Earth. What is a flat Earth? What is the proof for flat Earth? When I think about a flat Earth, I put myself in your shoes, a rectangular looping model. No, man, I've been ignorant all this time because I'm trying to keep believing in this and holding it tight. And even myself, I'm catching freaking glow proofs with my footage. It's obstructed big time, Arwin, and it's difficult to explain it with this angle of view and this mirage.
No, and not at all. That's not difficult at all, and I find it very odd that you're not responding to the things I'm saying. You're sounding very much like a baller. I don't know what's with you, Jose, but I don't like you like this.
Anyone ever told you the Earth is flat?
The number who think the world is flat is growing. Thousands, if not millions of people.
I can't believe I'm talking about this.
There are millions of flat earthers.
If you look on Google Trends, it's like spike.
There's flat earth dating sites. We've got songs.
Flat Earth model on my bezel.
The sky is the limit. Probably literally.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Why is it expanding the way it is?
Right. If you get online, you'll see so-called evidence that seems scientific, and you go, maybe they're onto something there.
They find this audience that takes them as gospel.
I just want to feel comfortable in things that I believe.
We're trying to get to the point where it's accepted.
All of us want to connect to people around things that make us unique.
Now we're doing an international conference.
Still can't believe all this is really happening.
At a conference, we want to prove there's no curvature. And if we can do that, it's game over.
We're going to be doing an experiment shooting a laser 3.88 miles.
Everybody has access to that. Absolutely everybody.
We've always been called names. These people live amongst us.
I've lost friends. I was told I was an idiot.
People give you strange looks, that's fine. Let them think what you want. They're just asleep, going through life. They're just background noise.
I want to believe this. It doesn't mesh with reality, so don't change my view. Change reality.
Mom's always doing the whole glass half full, and I'll say the glass is probably controlled by some sort of sinister group.
Just got out of the New York City premiere of Behind the Curve.
I did not like it.
I actually enjoyed it.
It's a hit piece.
It wasn't for Flat Earth, but it wasn't against Flat Earth.
They smeared it. I can't say it any other way.
Nathan was hilarious. I love Nathan Thompson.
Oh, the animation was hysterical. I loved it.
They were making a little fun of flat earthers, but not too much. It was okay until the very ending, and then they just slammed us like hardcore.
I just thought it was really, really honest. You know, it was definitely an honest portrayal.
The Behind the Curve documentary is most definitely a hit piece against the flat Earth.
It's kind of a love story.
Spike!
Spoiler. He hasn't, but he really wants to.
They give you the truth, but they give it to you in a very distruthful sort of way.
It's like a gentle hate.
That documentary absolutely ruins them.
I had lunch with Mark Sargent last week, and he told me I'd probably get pissed after seeing it, which I am.
The documentary is very good at contrasting actual science with the faux science that is emanating from the flat earth community.
And I think, I'll tell you, highly recommend it. If it ever hits in a town near you, go check it out.
It's a beautiful film. I highly recommend it.
Flat earthers are going to look at this and think it was ridiculous. And on the flip side of the coin, the globe earthers are going to look at this and think it was ridiculous. But the difference is, for us, it's just uncomfortable to watch. For them, it's a comedy.
Because Earth is flat! And you're just denying it, but thanks. Because how can the weakest force known called gravity beat out two greater forces called centrifugal force and the vacuum of space? It can't, because it's the weakest force. Even my vacuum can pick things up off Earth.
Stop talking about it and do something! Kill them all! Now! Slice her open! And do it quick. Don't fuck around. And don't fucking think of the freaking consequences, okay? Just do it! Just get rid of them all! And do it fast! Don't fuck around! Get your goddamn shotgun, whatever the fuck you got, knives, and just go to them and freaking kill them all! No! Fuck justice! Fuck the courts! They are the freaking pedophiles! They are them! Fuck the courts! Fuck the law! Kill the pedophiles! Kill them all! Exorcise them from this world! I want my life back. I want to grow up in a non-liberal family.
Drag queen, drag queen, drag queen, drag queen. I know your hands are white, you're using HRT. It's been a while. The transgender thing has just blown it out of the water, hasn't it, Pete? I should have listened to Antonio. I should have listened to you. It was in plain sight. I called them all out, Pete. I called all of them out, and none of them want to talk about it. So to me, that's just like, that's the bat phone going off in the corner. It's not a tranny thing for me. It's the lie. It's the lie. I'm not judging anyone. I'm speaking righteously. It's the truth.
Exactly.
You know? When I looked at my own life and went back through Facebook, oh, mate, it just jumped out at me. Then I've traced it back through PlayStation, and I've slept with 7 men, Pete. I've slept with 7 men, and I've sodomized 2 of them, Pete. There's no 2 ways around it. Right. It's simple. If a man's got curve to his back, he's a woman. If his hips are wider as his shoulders, it's a woman.
Yeah, but I'm a big bloke though, Punch.
It doesn't matter.
Do you know what I mean?
Tyson Fury's a big girl.
But it's alright you call me a woman.
Prove all things, Jazz.
It's alright you call me a woman.
Prove all things. Drop your pants. Scottish Eddie, Yellow Submarine. Did you know him?
No.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a woman.
Well, he knew me, didn't he?
He's a woman. Why has he got an head like Beetlejuice shrunk his fucking head?
Well, that's The Rock.
Right, but what? That's a woman.
But he's on steroids.
No, that's a woman.
Where?
Right there. Look at his tiny little oval-shaped face.
I've got a tiny head.
No, you haven't.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I've got a little head.
No, well, if you have, you're a woman.
You're trying to get me mad.
Can you see the 2 skulls?
So you're trying to provoke me to get me mad.
Right, get out. Get the fuck out of me out. Get out! Now! Fucking move!
Oh.
Get out!
I'm just asking questions.
If I put these... Get the fuck out of my house! Out me fucking house! Now! Out!
I'm just...
Get out!
Punch.
Get out!
out my fucking house! I'm demon. I'm going. Let me get me bike. Get out! My fucking house! No! Fucking demon! Get out! Fucking house! Fucking coming right up! Look at fucking demon!
Pete, are you okay?
He's rang the police on me, guys.
For what?
I attacked him. He won't get out of my house.
Obviously, he's made an allegation, Peter, that you've attacked him with a knife.
Right, okay, cool.
All right, and as a result of that, you're going to need speaking to.
Yeah, that's
all
fine.
right, down at the station.
You're under arrest for a Section 47 assault.
Okay.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, and the necessity for your arrest is prompt and effective investigation by way of interviewing and also to prevent further harm to yourself.
Of course.
Okay? Put your hands out.
Of course.
Turn that one around.
So, your first name is?
Charles. Sorry.
Charles.
I got a piece of ice in my mouth.
No problem. I'm Marilyn, and we're here at the January 20th at the Proper Brewery, and this is our meetup, and most of the Flat Earthers couldn't come today, but Charles showed up.
And welcome everybody to Globebusters, proving the rotation detected by the fiber optic gyro. Hashtag Einstein is my bitch. I am your host, Bob Xanadude60, and we are back with another great show for you today. So Nathan has kind of been covering some of this gyroscope stuff on his show, The Flat Earth Debates. I just wanted to tell you, first of all, great job on your show. I've become a big fan of it, and so has Jaron. I know all of us have. And yeah, but the Sagnac experiments proved that the ether is actually there. And even though the Einstein followers will try and discount that, it's been proven over and over and over again. Like I said, today we're using the technology that uses the Sagnac effect, which is the very thing that proved the ether to exist. So, yeah, so I guess, that's kind of where we're going with that. Go ahead.
Bob,
yeah.
Bob, sorry. So, no, this is not scientifically valid either. The Sagnac experiment is not a scientific experiment. If you can tell me what the independent and dependent variable is for that, I'll, take you through how it's not science. Again, the other thing you've done is you've just declared quite openly and boldly that science says the ether is real. So science is a method. It doesn't say anything. And you've promptly taken us to Dollard, who has told you what's what. And then you've declared that that's science also. And it's not.
Okay,
so
well, Nate,
okay, this is a hard task.
I understand what you're saying, Nathan, but we have technology that exists on this science today.
I'm sorry. This is a really hard task for me, Bob. You can probably hear it in the quiver in my voice. This is not something I want to do. You're wrong. We have been deceived into what is and is not science. And what is declared as men, what they say is science, isn't necessarily an adherence to the empirical method that establishes the cause, independent variable, of an effect, dependent variable.
What has that to do in relation to measuring devices and technology?
Nothing.
Well, then why are we talking about it?
Why are we having this discussion then?
Well, because it's being called an experiment. Like this gyroscope was called an experiment when it is not.
Well, it's not.
And we've conceded that.
Why am I being attacked? I didn't call it an experiment, did I, Mike? Did I call it an experiment? I'm not saying. Why is everyone jumping on me? I tell you what, guys. If I'm going to get talked over the entire time, I did this for a week with Dr. John Dee, a PhD scientist. He conceded I was correct at the end. And the reason I'm doing this, challenging though it clearly is is because what is happening is the very reason we have been deceived by practitioners of pseudoscience.
Okay, well, you know what? Whatever the terminology is, Nathan, I mean, I get it. And like I said, I've already capitulated the idea that this is not an experiment, it's an observation. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video that basically kind of explains, and whether or not you want to agree that it's the Sagnac experiment or not, it is an explanation for essentially where we're getting our technology from today. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a listen. Fine, it's not an experiment. Great, I capitulate that. Let's hear the explanation.
It doesn't prove anything, Bob. It doesn't prove anything. It's going to be the words of man.
Nathan, look, if you're going to interrupt me on my show, then maybe it is time for you to go, because this argument is getting ridiculous. All right?
Yes.
It is getting over the top ridiculous.
He's already gone.
He
Bob.
dropped. Okay. God, I can't, I understand where he's trying to go with this, but this is absolutely preposterous. This is wound up as a battle of semantics. And honestly, I understand where a lot of the ballers are feeling their frustration, and it's great. It's funny to watch them get subjected to it. But the reality is look, it's existing technology. We use it to measure things.
There's big news, but we really can't completely talk about the big news. In fact, Mark and I don't know the whole truth of the big news. Only you do, Robbie. But you've teased it on your Facebook a little bit, and you were on Mark's Strange World last night on Truth Frequency Radio. Can you, tease us a little bit more about the big news that's happening?
I was telling my wife last night, it's hilarious too, because everyone's calling me and come on, give me a hint. I won't tell anyone. Jaron, I was talking to Jaron today and he's like, oh, I hate this, and I realized that because I'd be the same way. Everyone has this desire to know and I wish I could share it. But like I said, I've been sworn to secrecy. They want to release the information. All I can say is it's huge. I mean, I was in disbelief until it was all confirmed with their assistant. And like I said, I'm still amazed. And their entourage they're bringing is getting bigger and bigger each day. They're adding more and more. So it could be a very large crew coming for sure. And the most exciting part about it is they're not coming to do a hit piece or make fun of anything. They've been looking into it for a while. And they want to get really into learning about the community and also learning a lot more, going a lot deeper. Excuse me. So it's kind of like their coming out announcement will be the conference.
That's amazing. I've toyed in my mind with who it could be. Is it a musical group? Is it an actor or actress? Is it a politician? Is it somebody who does a talk show? Is it,
is it Donald Trump?
I guess I'm not ashamed to say my name is Logan Paul and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
Awesome. We have shot what could be the most important documentary
piece of content
of this generation ever about the flat earth. I don't want to say too much, but trust, it is the greatest thing that I've ever created.
Hey, it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and guess what? Logan Paul is freaking people out. That's right. The mainstream is going crazy. If you're not in the know, Logan Paul is about to release his Flat Earth documentary on March 20th, 2019. He just came out with a trailer. We're going to get into that and a whole lot more. So stay tuned because they are in massive damage control. What are they so afraid of? Again, most of the comments are like, this is the stupidest thing we've ever heard of. There's no way this is real. What are they so afraid of? Well, here's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the truth. I was with Logan Paul when he was at the conference, and I do know that he was like, listen, man, no one's going to tell me what I can and can't do videos on. So, he's trying to go against the grain. And I'll say one thing. That, bravo to him, because if all of a sudden YouTube is cracking down and he might, lose some features on his channel or, something might happen, he's willing to take that risk. I know that he's put a lot of work into it. And again, I really don't know exactly, where it's going to be at. But what I can say is I personally believe that Logan will leave it open-ended. I think he's going to make a ton of people. I mean, you're talking he's close to 19 million subscribers on his YouTube. And I knew that when Logan Paul was about to release this, people would start losing their mind. A lot of people think it's just going to be a mockery or it's going to be a big comedy and whatever. Again, I don't believe that.
Conspiracy theories. We've all heard them.
Global warming, it's a hoax.
Who killed John F. Kennedy? But even crazier, people that actually believe them.
I'm gonna say this as a friend. Do you think the Earth is flat?
The Earth is flat. Believe the Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Satan's greatest lie. The destruction. The world that we're living in has been misdescribed.
What shape is the Earth?
Flat. Think that the Earth's flat because if it wasn't flat, then we would all be falling off of it.
It gives me great pleasure to announce for the 2018 Third Flat Earth International Conference, this many people can start questioning the reality. The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free.
The evidence they presented that they did go to space is nonsense.
Do you acknowledge that other planets are round?
I don't acknowledge that other planets are planets.
People could think that it's round is because the shape of your eye is round.
We don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity.
When you're taught that you just came from nothing, because the scientific narrative is nothing exploded and created everything. And we're crazy?
I didn't know any of this stuff before I came here, and
You're still learning.
Truth sets you free.
I can teach you some things.
it's tough because you've been told something your whole life and you've been a certain way, right? Stop becoming a flat earther! I'm not saying I am. Man, Robbie, I just don't know what to believe anymore.
The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free.
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
And we are being set free.
Robbie Davidson is here. Hello, live chat, and we will visit you in a bit too and get your opinions. Robbie, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me on, Patricia. I felt this was very important to do a show, multiple shows after it came out, good or bad, and obviously it's horribly bad, and I will talk more about that. So thank you so much for having me on. And quite honestly, this is what I want to put out there, is I was punked. I was duped. I really, truly believed what the storyline was. And I think Mike, his best friend, really helped play it along, because here's the reality. Logan Paul was punking everyone at Flat Earthers' expense. This was a great big punk on the entire internet because everyone was falling for this, that, oh my goodness, he's becoming a Flat Earther. And the reality is that he basically did this at the Flat Earthers' expense. And what I can say is I'm truly sorry for having Logan Paul on the stage. All I can say is absolutely never in a million years would I want to be in something that makes me look so ridiculous.
Do you think the Earth is flat?
No, I don't think the Earth is flat. I think that's the dumbest shit I've heard in my life.
Hi everybody, I'm Daniel, and I wanted to give a huge thanks to GrowLargerNow.com for adding literally inches to my penis size in just the last few months. First of all, I'm not going to tell you that it was some kind of pump or some kind of gadget or gizmo that helped me achieve a bigger penis size. What GrowLargerNow.com did for me was increase my penis size by a full 2 inches in length and about a whole inch in girth.
This is my egg. This is my parts per million counter. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens when this egg is dropped into here. It sinks and it's touching the floor. Let's take the egg out. Now we'll see what happens when we put it into a more dense medium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Flat Earth Model.
So, without further ado, on behalf of the Supreme Council and my highly esteemed and distinguished colleague who has been knighted, Sir Nathan Oakley, it is my honor and privilege to present the only model of the Earth that has seen the light of day over the past 4 years. Here it is. Brought to you by our Flat Earth friends over at Google Earth.
Hello and welcome to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, episode number 15, episode number 68, episode number 159. Mark, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. I could not be more excited about being on this show right now.
Well, I think of all of these conspiracies or belief systems as a spider's web. And from what I can see, the flat earth is the center of it all.
If you can start getting a conspiracy theory into someone's head, it's amazing how suddenly everything seems this way.
They, the powers that should not be, are doing whatever they can with the vaccines, with the GMO foods, with the chemtrails.
The transgender push in the media, that they're trying to turn all the guys into girls and girls into guys.
Even the fear that there will be hijackers taking a plane and putting it through a building. Oh, by the way, I don't believe there were planes through buildings.
What source do you trust?
Myself. That's it. I've jokingly said if there's an event like I'll just use Boston bombing again, I'm not going to believe any of those events are real unless myself, I get my leg blown off. A funny thing is that I'm a conspiracy realist, but there's conspiracies about me.
I look at episode 54 of Patricia Steere. These people I hired by section heads and supervisors in supervisor roles at NASA, the NSA, the FBI, the CIA. These aren't regular people.
It started off with me being called a shill, as if I'm doing this for money. And then I was called a flat earth honeypot, to bring men into flat earth and then steer them the wrong way because my last name is Steer.
So what Patricia does is she's so pretty. All these guys. But that's a part of the lure of narcissistic, psychopathic women.
I never thought that the name Patricia, which is my first name, would be spun into the fact that the last 3 letters are CIA in the word Patricia, which means I'm in the CIA. Because the government would be that dumb. But okay, if people want to believe it. Other things that have been said, that I'm a reptilian and people see my eyes shape shift while I'm on YouTube, that I drink blood. The most recent one is that I'm transgender.
I mean, I even threw up a question one day, what's up with Patricia Steere, you know? Because I don't know, but I don't know.
Now, the thing about all of these things is I can't prove any of it wrong. I could and have shown people my birth certificate, my driver's license, photos of myself as a child, and they'll say, well, if you're CIA, all of that stuff can be constructed. People will still say you don't have a real family, that you don't have a brother and sister. There's nothing that I can do. So, anybody can believe whatever they want to believe about me, but I wonder if in their hearts, people who do that know they're lying, or are they so conspiratorial that they actually believe it? Then it makes me worry about maybe things I believe in. Am I like another version of them? But I know I'm not.
No, we're not going to be talking about Patricia's show anytime soon because the secret show is on hold until Patricia figures out if she wants to keep talking about flat earth stuff, because she's been getting hammered by the trolls. And, I might as well address this now. If you hadn't noticed, she has hidden her Facebook channel, hidden her YouTube channel entirely. And she, in fact, she's not even answering, or she may have even killed her Gmail account, which is, the mssteer@gmail.com, because I've heard that people are getting bounce backs. I can't confirm that though, because I haven't tried it myself. Or maybe she's blocking, I don't know. But the point is, if you're a woman on the internet, some things never change. People lashed out at Patricia for 3 different reasons. 1, because she was a woman, 2, because she's very attractive, and of course 3, because she's Jewish. And then she was doxxed, and people knew where she was, where she was and where she lived in Houston. And deliveries were sent to her house and solicitations, and it was not fun. And for anything, sorry, I'm going to go off on a quick little rant here. With anything in life, most people, they want it to be more positive than negative. Whatever you're doing in life, whatever hobby, whatever mission you have in life, it's a quality of life thing, and that is, do the positives outweigh the negatives? And for her, for a while now, it has not been. Even when the documentary came out, yeah, there were some positive things there. It was very, very cool, and she got to go to some conferences, and everything was great. But the trolls just will not stop. Oh, she's got a giant target on her chest, and they will not stop. And I don't blame her for pulling back. I don't. And if you want the biggest thing in this would be Eric Dubay, and that was, he made a video. Go to his channel. It's up there now. He made another rap video, another one against her and other people in the community. I think I'm in there at least half a dozen times, where he's just making these rap lyrics, and he hates everybody. He endorses nobody in the Flat Earth community. He hates everybody. And it's all jealousy. That's all it is.
We had a small meeting last year in May, where about 30 or 40 people came. Some of them are here today, and just thought we need to do something really big to grab some attention. There's a lot of talk about people making money out of Flat Earth. Well, they're not going to talk about that with us, because we're a non-profit organisation. And please have a look at the Flat Earth products over there. We've got stickers, t-shirts, we've got some logo long-sleeved shirts. And if we sell all those today, you can order them. Or if your size is not there, you can order. I'm going to be making another order in 1 or 2 weeks for the Flat Earth logo shirts. If you don't have a plan and purpose for your life, then join the Flat Earth Army of Truth.
Cook allegedly went around this, and it's about 60,000 miles in circumference, and it took him about 3.5 to 4 years to do so.
But that was in like the 1600s.
And they discredited him by saying that he got lost in some Pacific Ocean.
You are
Hey, what's up, bud?
a moron.
I'm a what?
A moron.
Okay, thanks, man.
Oh, no problem.
And that's
You're welcome.
Thanks for the compliment,
Yeah.
because being called a moron by an idiot is a compliment.
So are you calling me an idiot?
I would never do that.
Well, so right. So being called a moron by an idiot is a compliment. Well,
Did you?
It's good to get compliments.
Could I ask you a question? Did you see my sign here?
I did, yes.
What did my sign say here?
Something about facts.
Yeah. Does free speech require facts?
No.
No, you're.
Okay. So why are you calling me a moron? Am I not allowed to?
Oh, what do you know? The phone.
Fools. They are everywhere. Cheers. Not a compliment. And they come in all shapes and sizes. Here we go. Who better to test the new foolproof iPhone app from Sportsbet than these Einsteins?
I personally believe that apps like such as Sportsbet, they make it easier for people to use, such as some
I'm with you.
people.
Yep, it's so easy. Even Botox Bradley here can use it without raising an eyebrow.
I'll never botch your head-to-head again.
And you make it look so natural. Carol here thinks she's about to inherit a Nigerian fortune. You know, love mightn't come easy, but Sportsbet's new iPhone app sure does.
Seems too good to be true.
Unlike your imaginary prince. Seriously, even flat Earth expert Mark Sargent could use it. A bloke who thinks space is fake.
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Even this idiot abroad can use it.
Yeah, it's dead easy. Ouch, Barman!
See you in the NT News, mate.
And we gotta save those people by making them learn about things that maybe they don't know.
I'll tell you what I do know. Even the permanently offended can claim a winner-winner vegan-based dinner.
So easy. It's outrageous!
It's a beauty.
It'll make a splash, all right. At least that's what former rugby league whiz kid Todd Carney believes.
Yeah, it's a piece of piss.
It's better when it's flat.
He's just a tad bit light, that's all. Because they're not real things, because aliens are not real. Jesus is.
The all-new iPhone app from Sportsbet. It's foolproof.
Thanks, Broadspat.
Although there are no dead bodies shown, there are photographs of people's last moments with us on our Earth. There are no dead people in this picture yet, but you can see that the people that are in this picture are very close to girlfriend, boyfriend, the guy behind, this guy. These guys are moments from death. The cause was opening the gates. The pressure that created killed the people at the front, because you can't have gas pressure without a container, in the same way that then people wouldn't have died without more gas being pushed into that fixed volume.
At this point, those of you that aren't sitting down that have medical ailments, please sit down, take a deep breath, and brace yourself. Fire away, Jason.
The Globe Lie Euro Tour 2019. 14,278 miles, 39 countries, 64 destinations. Yeah, guys, take one of them?
No, thank you.
No,
thank you. And
Are
can
you
you not
okay?
record me?
No, it's
can you
okay.
turn that off, please? I need to have a word.
No, okay.
No.
No, that's fine. No, oh, excuse me, that's quite rude of you.
Yes, and this is
Is
also...
your friend always this rude?
Well, you've actually been incredibly rude.
Okay.
Because may we now remove this?
Excuse me.
Because you
that's
come,
private.
this is attached to property.
Yeah,
so
excuse me.
Thank you
excuse
so
me.
much.
Yeah. Right, excuse me.
We're politely requesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, excuse me.
Thank you.
Look, okay, but now you're touching my property now. If
Could
that
you
comes
kindly
down
remove...
and injures somebody,
Could you kindly remove this,
That
please?
has nothing to do
Church
with
of England has nothing to do with this.
No, I
So the
you
church.
realise
I know that.
The church is getting
Just,
upset. Which church do you belong to? This church?
Well, yes, this one.
Okay.
Which you.
And your name is?
My name's Reverend Graham.
Reverend Graham. Nice to meet you.
And
because I'd like to speak to you like just a normal.
No, I understand.
What's a human being to
no,
human being?
absolutely. And I've heard the arguments.
Which arguments?
Well, all of them about the world is flat, and frankly, I don't.
I'm not claiming the world is flat.
Well, then
we
why
don't live
does
on
it
the
say?
globe. We're just asking for proof why you think that we live on the globe. That's all it is.
Because
We're
it's
asking proof.
there. The proof is there.
Where? Where's this proof?
That I'm.
I've got to say something. I've got to say something. I've got to say something about the scriptures they read, man. They're own silly that they're doing this. I've got to. I'm not triggered or anything, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything silly.
No, but usually, if I can just explain.
Oh, please do, as long as I can explain as well.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the organisations.
What seems to be the problem, sir? What seems to be the problem? What's up?
Could you kindly remove your property from our property? Dishinge that, and also remove the banners from our area here in front of the church.
Just the property.
Yeah, or your sign.
What's the why? Why is that?
Because you're attached to private.
Yeah, we'll get off the property. But other than that, what's
and
the
also
problem?
here,
Why are
this
you
is
so
all private
angry?
land.
Why are you
No,
so
we're
uppity about it?
We do not.
I thought you were benevolent. I thought you were benevolent, sir. Okay, but I can see the look in your eyes. That's not a benevolent look in your eyes. You know that. Okay.
Kindly just
Okay.
ask and do as
Can I ask you about your scriptures?
Thank you so much.
Your scriptures state fixed, stationary, and immovable, sir. Sir, give me a benevolent answer to your scriptures. I read them myself. Yeah, I went to a Church of England school. It says fixed, stationary, and immovable. We're coming off your railings. I'm trying to have a conversation. Didn't you smile and say hello in a very sarcastic voice? You're not very benevolent, sir. Don't you claim to be benevolent? Don't you claim to be benevolent? Don't want to answer the question, do you? You don't, do you? What's the issue? We're not going to move.
I'll call the police.
Fixed, stationary, and immovable. I'll get the Bible out myself and start preaching it to you, sir. Felt the elbow there, Mr. Benevolent. I felt the elbow, and you're on camera. He's calling the police now, going back into the church to call the police. Going back into the church to call the police. Not very benevolent, sir. Where's the benevolency in you now? Oh dear. Look, shutting the door on me. Didn't want to answer to be benevolent. Hey, I thought people that worked in the churches were benevolent. I thought people that... Do we have another benevolent sir here? Good afternoon.
Can I suggest that you move
Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Because your friend wasn't. Are you benevolent? You have a collar on.
I'm afraid towards this.
Sir, no. I'm not asking about the banners. I'm asking about to me. Can you have a conversation with me, please, sir? Can you look me in my eyes
Yes,
and
I
have a
absolutely
conversation
can.
with me? Okay. Why did your friend misbehave the way he did?
Because
Are you a man of the
church,
cloth?
ladies and gentlemen.
Then you
This
can't-
is the
you can't-
church.
You can't condone that kind of behaviour. That's
this is the
absolutely
church.
disgusting to me. Elbowing me in my side.
This is
and-
the
and on
these
film,
are
I'm live on
benevolent
YouTube. You
people.
just did that and then shut the church door in my face. Your scriptures, sir, state fixed, stationary, and immovable.
Do not
okay?
quote scripture.
I'm afraid I have to because you're standing there with a collar quoting it at me.
I
and
haven't
you claim
quoted
to be
any scripture at you whatsoever. All I've asked you to do
non-benevolent,
is to move
non-benevolent.
your
You're
sign.
not benevolent either.
That's all I've asked
Claiming
you
to be
do.
benevolent and you're not. You're absolutely not being benevolent
And
right
you've
now.
attached something to our railings.
Okay, and
which
your
you
friend
did not
elbowed
ask
me
to
and
do
called the
so.
police. He's on the
And
the
you're just here
phone.
as
Would you
provocators.
tell your friend he was on camera doing that?
We've had great conversations
Okay.
all day. This is you provocating
All I
us.
did was ask you politely to move.
And we said no.
You're on camera the
And
whole
you
time
have-
doing this.
and you
Because
have-
we don't
really
need
bad,
to.
man.
Well,
This is you've got a
do you know
collar
what?
on
On
and
this-
you're not being benevolent. You should at least,
Because
at
we know
bottom,
what the law
the
is.
core of this should be benevolent. You should at least be open-minded to have a benevolent conversation with us, and you can't. You can't even bring yourself to do it. Look at your body language right now. I'm so ashamed of how you're behaving. You're absolutely breaking me right now. Absolutely breaking me. I went to a Church of England school and I haven't denounced it. And the way you're behaving at me right now, you've let me down incredibly. I hope you're proud of yourself. My God, you should be disgusted with yourself. I am now. You've let me down and you're not benevolent, and neither was your friend who elbowed me in the left-hand side of my rib and then shut the church door in my face and claimed to be benevolent. Wow. Looks like charlatans still exist, everyone, and they wear collars. Wow. Wow. I'm done out here.
It's been a bit of a nightmare. I don't even know where to begin.
Nationalismus raus aus den Köpfen! Nationalismus raus aus den Köpfen! Nationalismus raus aus den Köpfen! Say it loud! Say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Say it loud! Say it clear! Refugees are welcome here!
You think so? Yes. This is what we've been taught our whole life. It's been in school and taught. Could it not be this?
Oh, no, guarda che qui devo finire male, te lo spieghi, Adesso no, tu mi ha chiesto dove ha preso la targa. No, non è mica. Ah, ma poi! Gabo, vieni con noi, lui viene con noi. Lui viene con noi. Vieni con noi. Alzati, 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 vieni con noi.
I don't know. I keep on checking. I translate. I'm afraid they were going to arrest me too. I just said I'm transgender. They're thugs. They're thugs. Full stop. And how are we going to carry the stuff? No. Pick up the baby. Pick up the baby. Oh my God, this is so horrible. We need to call. It's just because he asked the number. Now we're in trouble. This is awful. FL365. FL365. I've got it.
So, we've got Dave and Jason trying to appease the situation. And we're rolling out the banners anyway. As you can see, it's not stopping Jason. He's just going to carry on. And we're going to see how we get on with this now. Got a lot of people looking and the banners aren't even up yet. So I don't want to bombard everybody. Everybody's just kind of come to a standstill there to have a look. And obviously they should be able to find a language that they can understand. So far so good. However, you know what the police are like. Is everything alright? Everything okay? Everything okay?
No, not everything is okay.
Why?
They have to be free. It's for blind people.
Okay, the police and the council, they've already been here giving us permission.
This is my project. This is for the blind people, this one.
Okay, can
They
you...
have to come from there to go to the station. They have to be free. can go there.
We did discuss this with the police and they said it was fine.
Ma'am,
They said it was
I
fine.
tell you
Okay.
because...
Okay, but can you get the police back here?
No, police. I had the same right.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll get them
Because you
back.
have to put
I
them-
will get
put
the
them-
officers to come back.
Put them-
They're
yes.
just over there. I will call them back so they can tell you what they said.
Call them back. Call
Okay?
them back.
But where we've been given permission by the police.
No, they can't give you permission for this. This is for the blind.
Yeah, they said that. Okay.
Ma'am, you don't want to
have
listen
be
to me.
rude
No,
to
because...
You're not being very.
No, because
Let's
you
start
say
again.
police say...
No, let's start again. Hello. Hi. Let's start again.
Hello,
Hi.
yes.
Hi. You don't need to do that with me, okay? You can be a nice person. I know you're in uniform. I will listen to what you're saying, but don't please talk down to me, okay? You're on camera. I'm streaming live on YouTube, so there are witnesses to this conversation. Just be nice. Like the police were.
Tell you that have to
Your
be...
colleagues were
Okay,
nice.
look, they're doing this already. Yes?
We've been here for an hour. We've been here for an hour.
It doesn't matter if for 1 hour or for 2 days.
Your
It doesn't-
colleagues have already been here.
It doesn't matter.
Your
They
colleagues-
don't know that. This is
Hello,
what-
listen to me. Your colleagues with the same uniform also came after the police. We've had 2 ladies that came with the police. The police phoned the council phoned back the police told us we could be here. I really wish you would all talk to each other because your colleagues have already been told by the
How long ago?
Okay. Yeah?
How long ago?
Within the last hour. Within the last hour. The 2 ladies, you know them, yeah? They work with you.
Hier is 96.
There's always one. But he's getting a bit rude, bro. Yeah, police are still not, well, they're not police, but the police are okay. It's the other people that aren't okay. So we're seeing what they're going to say now.
Okay. Do you understand how important this is for blind people?
Why would you think, please, sir,
Because
don't do that.
the discussion
Please
is-
don't make assumptions. I could have blind people in my family. Please don't do that. I'm not being rude to you, sir. Please don't get aggravated.
How much space you have there? You can go there also.
We did say that, but...
How much space you have?
Would you like
You can
us to
go
move
there.
there?
You can go there.
Sir, would you like us to move there?
It doesn't have to be free. Only this.
This is free.
This
I was going to say, if someone blind comes,
Nee.
I will personally take them myself.
Yeah, me too.
Hun naar de spullen hierover.
Listen, you know that they're not moving us. Sorry, guys, I really didn't mean to come away from Jaren's conversation, but I saw the authorities looking for someone in charge, and I know that I've already spoken to the police, so we're not getting moved by colleagues that haven't spoken to colleagues and think we're idiots. And he was getting a bit rude. He was getting a bit... I was like, stop. I said, stop, officer. But obviously we don't want the law to hamper our... I'll show you what the law are trying to tell us to do, okay? They're trying to tell us to go over there where no one is, okay? They want us to go over there where no one is and there's no footfall. And obviously we want to stay here, so...
Did those cops tell you couldn't be here or something?
I told them we are staying. We're fine. They were hoping to speak to someone that didn't know what they were talking about, but then they got me.
Introducing Flatoberfest, being held at the Firmament in Greenville, South Carolina on October 20th, 2019. With Bob Nodell from Globebusters and Mark Sargent, creator of the Flat Earth Clues. Joshua Swift of Authentic Intent. And keynote speaker Rob Skiba, an award-winning documentary filmmaker and best-selling author of several books and creator of TestingTheGlobe.com. We will also have 2 Flat Earth musical groups performing. This event is hosted by myself, Karen B., and Just Jack Flat Earth. We hope to see you there.
And my intention is to try and get a pro-Flat Earth dissertation written that is peer-reviewed by my peers who are all solicitors or barristers in the profession, and basically criticise or challenge the law, the UK domestic law, on who is accountable for the national curriculum. I want to criticise the people that are in the education system on facts that we can prove are at least debatable in terms of the evidence, because they would have to prove the 93 million mile sun, for example, if they were going to show that their statements that we were being taught were actually true. And I don't know whether they can.
This has got to be the biggest and the most positive piece of news I've had since I've woke up, that someone is full-blown, head-on, going to take it to the authorities.
It should be done within 3 months. And in theory, we should be able to get a judgment in our hands that says that the national curriculum is illegal because they're not presenting the balanced representation of opposing views. And if that is the case, that will rewrite science. And that means that we don't have to attack all these globers on debates. It means that everything changes and it'll be done pretty much, well, the judgment will be done pretty much overnight.
Dear Mr. Riley, thank you for your email. The award of LLM, which is the Masters in Law, will require you to undertake a substantive piece of research on a legal topic which the law school is in a position to supervise. My colleague, Dr. Blah Blah, has already indicated that the suggested research is not something that we can supervise. I would therefore kindly revisit the research and provide a title which we will be able to supervise you on. So that was his first. This is the head of the law school. It's been pushed up from the teacher to the head of the law school, right? This is my response to him. Dear sir, thank you for your email. I am not prepared to provide an alternative title on this occasion. I do not agree that there is a lack of supervision from a university of PhD academics specifically skilled in legal research. It is a clear contradiction to claim there is no supervision of sufficient skill, yet also claim that the angle in law is too shallow. You cannot have it both ways. I respectfully reassert my position. For the avoidance of doubt, you will have to breach your contract with me. I do not agree there is a lack of supervision. So that was my response back. Got a response just outside of office hours, which I'll get to quickly. And he sent it on his mobile, which tells me that the guy's triggered. So I'll now share the picture on screen. Let me bring OBS back up because it dropped. Dear Mr. Riley, thank you for your email. We have made our position clear regarding the learning outcomes of an LLM. We have also advised you as to the supervision of a title that lacks legal dimension. But again, contradiction. And then he says, I hope this finalizes the matter.
The day is finally here, and history will be made. Taking it to the next level. Live from Dallas, Texas, USA. Kryptos Media proudly presents from the Lone Star State, this is FEIC 2019. Featuring Rob Skiba, Mark Sargent, Owen Benjamin, Bob Nodell, Jared Campanella, Robbie Davidson, Nathan Thompson, Zen Garcia, Shelley Lewis, Daryl Marble, Nate Wolf, Iru Landucci, Noel J. Hadley, David Weiss, Jared Cressman, Kimmy Nodell, Jason Lindgren, Dave Marsh, Nathan Reynolds, Ben, Taboo Conspiracy, Zach Zabala, Paul on the Plane, Matt Long, Chris Bailey, Michael Solomon, and your Master of Ceremonies, Rick Hummer.
All right, Dallas, here we go. Let's go. Woo!
Please give a warm welcome to the founder and organizer of FEIC, Robbie Davidson.
George, I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you call the Board of Civil Engineering to get Brian Mullen in trouble?
No. That's a rumor, that vicious rumor that was started by the guys at Bullbuskers and Anthony Riley. I think Brian Mullen owes it to the flat earthers to tell them what really happened. Okay?
Yeah, and I agree. He should say his side of the story. But there's people running around the internet saying they did it. Just so you know. I heard it was Bob the Science Guy. Someone here told me it was you.
Hey, you guys, you know what? There's a Globy troll here, and I found him.
It's like fun on our Discord and that. Yeah.
Should I go bust his ass? What are you doing here? What do you think you're gonna do here? I see you posting pictures. You think we don't know that you're here trolling?
Anything you want to say? Karen's here, everybody. She's videoing me. She's got a camera in my face. She thinks it's to make me leave.
I don't think, no, but I can get someone to make you leave. Yes, I can. These guys think that, who the fuck do they think they are coming here? I just confronted that guy. He's sitting in the lobby right next to the water fountain.
Is he right? Is he on the hotel side or the Crown Fencing side?
He's on the hotel side next to that round waterfall.
So if he's on the hotel side, I can't do anything.
Okay.
On the convention side, I can.
Okay.
So if he crosses over.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'll let him know.
Train wreck region.
Here.
What? You're doing this?
Really? You gonna steal my phone? George just stole my phone and threw it across the room. Hey, real quick. I just want you guys to know that was George Nutsack who stole my phone and threw it across the room. Yeah. George, who came here to troll the Flat Earth Convention. He stole my phone and threw it across the room. Yeah, you're trolling a Flat Earth Convention. So I'm going to troll you during your meal, George, you nutsack. Get it, George. Looking good, bud. Looking good. Thanks for the video, George.
You stole my game, now you're saying you did it.
Oh, this is funny. Flocker's, I don't even know who this guy is. And Flocker's calling him a bitch, and he's sitting back down, and he just said, "Oh, let's go outside." Let's go outside. Let's go outside. Come on, bitch. I'm doing, let's find out.
Find out what's going to happen. Calm down, dude. He just spit in my face.
What's up, Poochie? How you doing, love? Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, why don't you and we can tango? Yeah. You're kidding, right, Meatball? Hey, Meatball, you're joking, right? Hey, Meatball, you're joking, right?
He's spitting Flocker's face, and now Flocker wants to take him out.
Well, was I right or what?
Fun show.
That was a very good video. Well, that must have taken you ages.
It did.
The video was really well made. I mean, you did a good job, but it's depressing
Fantastic.
coming about it.
It's really shocking to see it all put together like that, like one after the other. You get a real sense of just the crazy that goes on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
It is lots of drama, isn't there? You know, when you, as you say, when you whack it all together, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Is Flat Earth.
It's very, very, very public because it's not so much hangout-y. This shit's really gone out into the world, hasn't it? You got the tours, you got the documentaries, the convention, so many different convention stuff. It's quite quite shocking how big it's getting.
I can only imagine what's gonna happen next year. Sorry, Kosho.
No, you don't. Go ahead, Lewis.
No.
I don't think it's good.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, I think you did a real. I was real surprised when I saw this all put together. It's like a real nice, concise compilation of a lot of weird shit, but at the same time, I think even some flat earthers might appreciate like a reflection on like the whole year like that. It's really kind of it's really impactful in one, all condensed to 1 hour.
Right.
And a hell of an editing job too. You really did edit the heck out of that.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I have to admit, I did spend a lot of time on that, and I thought it was kind of going to be easy. I thought, well, I'll just go through a few of the old clips and whack them together, and of course, it never is easy, is it?
No.
Mars. Since the
I
days
knew
of
it was
Apollo,
trying to
the
just
red
like
planet
lay
has
it down and
fallen
let
to
it just
us.
slide, but you
The
really
next
got in there
frontier,
and like made it
a place
sing,
to
you know what I mean?
explore,
Like, there was just
to make
really the editing was
discoveries,
like
to build a new home. The 2010s
Is
has
there
seen
like
extraordinary
is there a
progress
list of
towards
stuff that
realizing this
you have like
vision,
in
with
like
a
the
renewed
almost
push to
pile,
send astronauts to
or like
deep
a nearly
space,
or
the
didn't make it
rise
pile?
of reusable rocketry, and a wealth of new knowledge and discoveries. The
Got a video
colonization of
playing and I
Mars
can't
is
seem to get
firmly
rid of
embedded
it.
in the public consciousness. In today's Mars mission
Not playing
update,
here. Well, there's
we're going to be
something
taking a
underneath
look
the
at
hangout,
how
but I'm
far
not
we've
sure.
come to sending humans to
Which one's
Mars
it on?
over
Hang
the
on.
past decade. We'll cover the
It's here,
progress.
it's here, found it, got it. Sorry about that, audience. Something about Mars is playing.
Only like an inch of it though. The rest of the screen's just
Yeah.
Hey, it's kind of cool. No, but yeah, do you have like a list like that of stuff that didn't make the cut, like some clips or stories or whatever that like almost didn't make it in?
Yeah, what else did I have? I mean, I did have a nice piece from that was that New Zealand Today piece about the New Zealand conference, but the copyright thing picked that up, and there was no getting rid of it. So
Yeah.
so well, there was nothing to do apart from get rid of it because it was a full claim, you know. So so I had a nicer piece on that New Zealand conference. What else did I have? I can't think. There were a few other bits and pieces that that didn't make it, but my mind's gone blank, to be honest.
What was your favourite? Sorry, what was your favourite of all of them?
I think the benevolent rant is historic, isn't it? I don't know. Of course, Riley's antics. You know, I think the thing that's had the most impact, I think that Behind the Curve, I think obviously had a big impact. I think more so this year when it hit Netflix, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought it was worth including, even though it came out in sort of November of 2018. I think it really did its job in, you know, when it got on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, although I hate to say it, I think, you know, I included Oakley doing his thing with Bob because I think we've really seen that whole, you know, that's not science, it's all pseudoscience. That whole argument really spread out this year. You know, that's really become a popular argument. So I think that's quite significant, that.
Yeah.
This pressure thing as well. That
Yeah.
Spurs came up with.
Well,
Well
actually,
done, Spurs.
now that I did have, and that didn't make it. So
Okay.
that is one thing I almost used, and then no, I just
Man, you did have it in there though. It was in Riley's horrible speech about those people getting crushed.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, that was unbelievable, wasn't it?
I loved his letter back to the head of the university. It's amazing.
Right.
It's like, who in their right mind writes that back to the head of the law firm? It's just so crazy.
Why even bother?
Yeah, why not just quit and like walk out because we're getting kicked out? Well, by the way, did we ever find out the resolution of that? Like, what did happen? Did he get grade or what?
I don't know. It's sort of all gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? There was this.
What I heard was they tossed it back because it wasn't properly formatted. I don't think they bothered going any further.
Yeah, because he said that, and then he denied saying that, and he had a bet with Scottish Chris, about it. And when Chris showed him where he'd said it, he then paid out on the bet, or at least some of it, didn't he?
I suspect that's the truth, but you know, who knows with these people.
oh, I did not know that. Chris got him to pay part of a bet.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's something.
But I think the bet was for £1,000, and he gave him £100, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you know, better than a kick in the teeth, I guess.
Like, you better than not 100 pounds.
Yeah. So, what about you guys? Did you have anything you thought that wasn't there that should have been there, or that you were expecting to be there, maybe?
I don't think so. It reminded me a lot of stuff that I forgot about, like Poncho, Stabby Poncho. That was, that was. I mean, I don't want to laugh at it too much, but like, it was pretty hilarious. Like,
That's funny because I remember hearing that when it happened, but I guess maybe the video that it came out like right away, like it was still available the same day. It didn't have when he was actually arrested by the police, so I didn't hear that part. So that's pretty funny. The police and everything is all there on tape. So
right, yeah. I think that's kind of one of the really remarkable things about it. And I think, although when I was editing, I was, you know, I mean, you are taking the piss out of a mad person, basically. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I thought it needed to be included because this whole thing was broadcast, and I think that is kind of I don't know. I just think that's worth making a comment on. That people live stream their lives in these days, and sometimes the really, really shitty bits of their life, where they're really fucking up, end up on YouTube, and yeah, I think that's, you know, worth a comment.
there was a worse part of that you didn't include, but you remember, like, there was another part of all that Poncho stuff that was pretty heart-wrenching.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
I mean, well, again, I mean, he uploaded videos of meetings between him and
Lewis's brothers at the door. Sorry.
Yeah, meetings between him and teachers and, you know, heads at his son's school. You know, where there's him and his son and these teacher and the head in these meetings about his son's behaviour. And, you know, and there he is encouraging his son to, you know, to challenge what he's being taught and to, you know, but not in a reasonable way, you know.
Assume it's all a lie and tell them it's a lie.
Right, exactly. Not to just ask questions, to coin a popular phrase. So yeah, you know, he is a person that has live streamed his life in a weird way, and that was kind of the sorry end to that tale, really.
Well, is anybody else buying Poncho Pete saying he's only slept with 7 men?
And how many did he sodomize? 2, I think.
Yeah, 2, he said, yeah.
Did he track it down on PlayStation, did he say? That was
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know what that was, what he was on about there. I didn't get that. What was that about? Does anybody know?
I think he was because he was talking a little bit about the features that, you know, making a man or a woman. I think he was saying, like, after he maybe came to that realization that maybe he watched some video or something that, like, described, you know, the people that are actually women or actually men. He went through his Facebook and started looking at pictures of different people, and then that's how he concluded it.
But where did the PlayStation bit come into it?
he checked if they had a PlayStation account, and then he was like, definitely a man then.
Yeah, this is the same man who went through pictures of himself from birth and decided he might.
Yeah. He had to check himself out. God, that was...
Who was he calling a woman? Tyson Fury or something, wasn't he? He was like,
and The Rock.
Oh, my
Rock.
God.
It's a woman! It's a woman! He keeps going. Oh, dear. Poor Poncho.
You had for missing ones, Jose and Skyfire Bly made a good point of Dell. There was no Dell, or Dell in his pool thing, or whatever that was.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that probably should have been in there, yeah. It's just so goddamn lame, isn't it?
Yeah. Dell's just annoying, yeah.
There probably should have been a little bit of stuff in there, yeah, of that bit. And Morgile. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, you know what my favorite part of it I think was when Roxanne is talking to that clergyman, and you basically, if you watch his face, you see the entire experience of being a Glober from the first time you hear about Flat Earth all the way till your final emotion for the whole thing. You see it play out on his face in like 30 seconds, where it's like he's perplexed, he gets angry for a second, he steps back, and he ends up with this like his head is cocked, he has this sort of like furrowed brow, and you just tell he's thinking like, who is this person? Like, what? Right. I was great. Just every emotion possible, just 30 seconds.
To get that guy angry as well.
I know.
He looks so bad. He looked bad for just getting angry.
He really did, didn't he? But you felt so sorry for him because he was right. He hadn't mentioned scripture in any way.
I know. And then she's like, "I'm disgusted." Like, are you?
Yeah.
Like pouring it on thick. It was like,
yeah. I went to a Church of England school and I haven't denounced it.
Oh man.
Oh bless. But you met Roxanne, Jem, recently. So.
I did meet Roxanne, and I have to say, I thought she was quite a remarkable person. She's sort of emanated a warmth that I think is quite unusual. You know, I can see how she can win friends and influence people because, and I've said this before. You know, I've mentioned this before that I you know, having made a video about her, which involved watching hours of her in action. You know, one impression I did get was that she's a person that, has a lot of friends. You know, down at Speaker's Corner, there were a lot of people that knew who she was. And I'm not talking about people who know, from this community. I'm talking about people from just down there who she's got to know while she's been there. And, clearly she's a person that, I don't know, she just has a certain way about her. I thought she was a very warm, friendly person, much more than I've portrayed her to be. I have to say. Well, all I've done is shown her videos of her doing her thing. So I mean, I guess it's her portraying it, but. I guess
she's lovely unless you talk about Flat Earth.
The bits that I've selected aren't the full stories, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, she was nice. I remember because we met her, and then I was saying about the video, and she just obviously not see it. She's like, "Yeah, I love it when people make a video about me. I feel like I'm Rocky." I was like, "Okay, you haven't seen the video."
No, I wonder if she has now. Well, I wonder.
I don't know.
I've been filled with sort of what I wish I'd said ever since that meeting, though. But it was a bit of a Flat Earth party, really, wasn't it? And it kind of wasn't.
It wasn't
really the time or the place, sort of thing,
You couldn't argue with them because none of them were even talking about Flat Earth. Barely,
no, they weren't really, were they? It was a bit.
They all just wanted to get drunk and they were just handing a few leaflets out, but.
Seemed like they were happy to be back, happy to have it behind them.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I bet they felt like they got something missing in their lives after doing that for, 3-4 months. But having said that, I bet also it was a stress every day, a thing you've got to worry about,
And you're fighting every day, aren't you, with people?
Constantly? Yeah, and I think they were touch and go on the cash, at times. I think they were close to running out of money at various points in it.
Yeah, it would be a stressful life. Stressful time.
Especially as you haven't, they're doing it all without, nowhere they got permission to be. Everywhere there's potential for police attention and. And just grief that you don't need when you're in a foreign country,
I was surprised that they could just pitch up at Leicester Square, wasn't it? Or something, just put a load of banners up. No one cared. Police didn't care. No one cared.
They really didn't, did they? No one's. I think people are just too busy a lot of the time in London, aren't they? That everyone's got shit to do, and You know, and plus Leicester Square, there's such a crowd of people there. You kind of don't really notice. There's loads of people kind of sitting around and standing around anyway, aren't there? So
Yeah.
you don't really notice a few people with some flyers and you know, that have got a few banners behind them. You barely see them. You know.
Nah. They had like jugglers to the left and like musicians to the right of them. just
Right.
busting.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Chemo seems awful confident that there's going to be an American tour this year.
Well, they were talking about that. Yeah, he did say that when I talked to Jason. He was talking about that a US tour. So I think that may well happen.
Yeah.
What do you think how do you think that'll play out in the USA? Having
Well,
seen what they've done.
It's much, much bigger. So this is just that alone is going to increase the cost for them. And they have to get here.
It's not bigger than Europe, though. Not bigger than how far they went in Europe, I don't think.
It's like across the entire U.S., it's like over 2,000 miles. So
Right, but I think they went further than that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know they went 14,000 miles. Well, no, they went... In the end, I think it was nearer... I think it was 18, maybe even nearly 20,000 miles. So I guess you'd get a fair way for that in the USA, right?
Some of the small, big cities, they might be able to do okay in because they'll find a place to park and they'll probably be able to set up for at least a little while before being told to move along. But the places like New York and Chicago, they're not going to be able to find parking.
Right.
It's just not, let alone even being able to get into the place to set up shop. So I think they're going to have a much more difficult time here in the U.S. just from that standpoint alone. Not to mention the cultural differences and how many people are just not going to care. They're
right.
What's this small, big city stuff, Lewis? You sound like you're trying to deliver the truth in a distruthful way.
Oh, you know, like
anybody remember that quote from Jake the Flat Earth Asshole?
No.
Complaining about us delivering the truth in a distruthful way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it? Yeah.
Is he still about? Does he still do much?
I don't know. I haven't really noticed him certainly recently.
He left Flat Earth though, didn't he? Sort of.
Yeah, he changed his name from Flat Earth Asshole to Jake the Asshole.
Yeah.
And then I think, didn't he change it again? I'm not sure.
Just Jake. Or
Maybe.
just the arsehole.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see if they do the USA. I mean, I think in some respects it'll be easier than Europe because at least, everyone speaks English, don't they? So, I mean, that's a bonus, I think. A big bonus.
One thing would be, are they planning on doing it with one crew? Or are they going to do like, are they going to have Americans that kind of,
I don't know. I kind of got the idea that might be part of it. I guess it depends who turns up. They should do Route 66, shouldn't they?
Yeah, Route 66 would be a good one.
Okay, fine. Have it your way, Lewis.
Hey, it's just true.
It's, it takes you all the way across the USA. It's iconic, and it has a conspiratorial theme to it.
Yeah.
It's everything you need.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited. And I've told Chemo multiple times that he should come to my town. Invited him.
Right.
So I hope he does.
Big up Chemo. He's a nice guy. I met Chemo for the first time. He's a really, really nice guy.
I met Chemo for the second time.
Oh, have you met him before?
Yeah, he's like, I went to see Brian Cox with him live. Yeah, that was an experience. He sat there going, "You don't believe this, do you? You don't believe this, do you?"
I mean, did he get really mad? Did he get really upset that he wasn't able to ask a question or something? Like
Yeah, he was really, because he'd seen like on one of these lectures on YouTube that someone had shot on their phone or whatever, and he's answering these questions. So Chemo thought that he was going to be able to get to ask a question somehow. When he got there, they were all tweets. You had to tweet your question. And I think Chemo's plan was to sort of to say, how can you have gas pressure without a container, or or some, some. It was a footage gathering exercise, basically. He wanted to get that killer clip that, propelled him to flat Earth stardom, I think.
Yeah, they're always looking for ways to martyr themselves.
Right. It would be like, when IPS did that thing, didn't he? That sort of propelled
Oh
him
yeah,
to
he
fame
testified in front of
Yeah.
the town council or something.
Right. I think he was, he was after something impactful like that, was his plan.
Oh, that had no impact. Except, well, I guess for the footage, the IPS could be like, aha, look, I'm doing something, everybody.
Right. I think it drew a lot of attention to him in that sense at that time, you know what I mean? It pushed him forward as a person who was, making stuff happen in flat Earth,
Yeah.
And I guess he was for a while, he did the whole Mad Mike thing, didn't he? And some billboards, and he's organised a couple of events. Sorry, Curve, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I thought that guy said he was Mark Sargent or something like that.
What?
At the town council meeting.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he always
didn't
does,
he?
yeah.
He did, that's right. He did. He introduced himself as Mark Sargent, and he said the reason he'd done that was because he was nobody on YouTube, but so if somebody wanted to look him up, it would take them to Mark Sargent's stuff, and
He used another famous splatter pseudonym for that billboard thing outside of Philadelphia too.
Oh, did
Pretty
he?
sure.
Well, he came into the community with Tim Osmond, didn't he? As the with a Z, not our very own
Osman, as Tim says.
yeah. No, he's Osman.
Oh, yeah.
IPS is Osman with a Z.
Man, where did so? Is he gone then? He's totally just.
No,
one
I
cares
think he's
anymore.
still around. I think he's still doing his thing. I think he's he's got his bunch of followers, I think.
Still playing 4D chess with himself.
That's a pretty disrespectful way to refer to Morky, Jim.
Oh, Lewis didn't like that.
Maybe better not
hear no
mention Morky in here, Kurt.
There's just nothing to say about that anymore. It's done.
Come on, Lewis. This could
It's
be a
a little
good time.
bit, yeah.
There's 87 people watching. Tell us about the time you had sex with a flat earther.
It's a good story, isn't it?
It is a good story. But I don't want to tell it.
Oh.
I can't do it.
Did you?
You did it so much before.
I did, but that was in a private setting. It was different. It was all. I had some sort of motivation to do that, and I don't have it now.
Okay. Sorry, really teasing.
Yeah, I remember. I remember actually. You certainly weren't reluctant to tell us about it at the time.
No, I wasn't.
In fact, you went on and on and on about it.
Yeah, it's because I had at the time I was proud of it. Well, I guess I still am proud of it, but it had just happened. I couldn't believe that it had worked. And I wanted to let all my new friends know.
Yeah.
That was a great time, actually. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah. The old
But then you got
days.
really miserable afterwards. That wasn't so good.
Well, when did that happen?
Oh, you went mental for like a few months afterwards.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe it's just normal then.
Did I go miserable?
You just seem sad, Lewis. That's all. That's normal. It's normal feelings.
No, I didn't have feelings for her.
I was a rock. Is what he wants you to know.
I just don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
Tell us about your childhood, Lewis.
That's a whole different. I was miserable.
This has turned into a marriage guidance session. I think we need to start.
Only the good things you remember about your mother.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, it's easy.
So, any more impressions from last year? Anybody else got anything they want to say about last year?
Big up Chemo because he did all that pressure thing again. I've said that already, but
He has made some quite cool videos, I thought, last year, Chemo. You know, he's creative in that sense, and I appreciate that, even though they're bollocks, but, you know, from a content point of view.
You notice this year as well, a lot of them don't want to be flat earthers. I'm not saying the Earth's flat. I'm just saying it's not curved.
Yeah,
I don't understand this argument. But
It's because they're not. They know the connotations of the word, and so they're trying to sidestep it.
yeah, even they know now it's terrible.
I think they've always known it's not a good thing to be in most people's eyes.
Yeah, and also you're making a claim in the name, aren't you? So, you know, if you're saying the Earth's flat, and they don't want the hassle of that, they just want to say it's not a globe. We know it's not a globe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they say it's not a globe, and they're not claiming it's flat Earth, but they use the word flat Earth in every argument.
Right.
But then immediately pivot to, but I'm not saying it's flat Earth.
Right.
You're like, what did you just say though?
Like when we saw with the benevolent clip, and Jason says, "Oh, I'm not saying the Earth's flat," and the vicar goes, "Well, what does it say?" And then he kind of gets cut off. But they've got also, you know, the Flat Earth Sun and Moon app is advertised on those banners that Jason's standing in front of. They've got Research Flat Earth, and then it's got censored written across it. They've got a couple of other references to Flat Earth on there. So, he's got no excuse really, but it's, seems to get away with it.
Yeah, it was a good year. When you look back at it on your whole clips, quite actually a lot happened, really. A lot of the Logan Paul as well. I thought that was really, really good documentary. I've never liked anything Logan Paul did except for that thing. I thought that was quite
right. Good. Yeah. I mean, that actually there's a bit that didn't make it was he did a sort of a video after his video where he talks about why he made it and all that sort of thing, and he makes some really good, interesting comments in that, and I didn't include any of that, but I think that was worth a watch, because he's telling kids to make sure they get educated and talking about his own education, which apparently is quite good. He's in physics and stuff. He's apparently quite good at it. But Benjamin said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he evidently found a physics piece at which I don't think exists or hadn't existed until he just invented it,
right.
And got a 790 on it. So
right, but yeah. So yeah. Any more?
What was everyone else? Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I was just saying it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. That's another takeaway. I felt like they seem as confident and as passionate and as sure as ever. Despite Jose or something like that. I think the bulk of them haven't moved the needle in terms of their beliefs much at all.
Right. Probably many of them, the ones that have been here a long time, are even more entrenched, I think, in it.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think they're... Well, you'd never argue them back now, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how you would have... Sorry, I don't know how you would have presented it concisely, but not only with the whole 24/7 schism that made him have a new server, but also I guess you did. You showed how Nathan and Bob Nodal were kind of battling each other. But there's a lot more of that. Obviously, when people don't go on Nathan's show and they're kind of battling over ideas and stuff like that. And I think that also has been going on a little bit more, but also due to the fact that people aren't going on Nathan's show. But still, I think the ideas that they have that are opposed to one another, I think that kind of showed itself a little bit more this year, at least later in the year.
They're all fighting, aren't they, that lot? It's quite funny to watch. I still keep up a little bit. Have you seen Nathan's Patreon? That's insane. He gets a lot of money. And it's quite jokes as well, because if you read it, every tier, like pay me $5 a month, you basically get nothing. Pay me $20 a month, you basically get nothing.
Right, yeah.
It's quite honest thing. You get nothing. Just buy me stuff, basically. And people pay him. It's crazy. But, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll be able to buy a house here next year.
Probably will if he keeps this up.
Or rent an apartment at least.
Oh, I think Cat's on about Nathan Oakley.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about. Sorry, I got
Nathan,
confused.
I could have sworn you said Thompson.
No, I got confused. You probably talking about Nathan Thompson. I wasn't listening.
Okay, all right.
I think I might have got the Nathans mixed up. I get, they're all wankers, so it doesn't really matter.
That reminds me. Was that Nathan Thompson and the Santa outfit? It sounded like his annoying voice.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was.
That was silly
I said it was, but I meant to check, and I never did. And I just typed it in there and didn't check, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh, by the way, Kosho, it's Schism.
Schism, you said?
Yeah, not Schism.
Good thing you did that live on air. You couldn't wait until afterwards.
I know. It bothered me. I'm sorry.
All right. I think we can round it up.
Okay. That was very good, Jem.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year to our wonderful audience. And I'm not sure when I'm going to do the next show. We'll see. We'll wait and see what happens. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hang on.
Hey, Lewis, those books aren't straight back there. They're not perfectly straight.
I know. I know.
Why can't
Lewis is moving out. We've discussed this. He's fighting with his brother too much.
This bookshelf is not empty. I don't know why people have been saying it's empty.
All right, closing titles.
Stop talking about it and do something! Suck my big earth with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate. Do we have another benevolent star here? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Is your friend was?
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.